Hello there, and welcome to the daily reading space. Hope you're doing well and in high spirits. Okay, so this reading is for somebody who perhaps, there's a few different things here, perhaps has felt trapped into a relationship or had a hard time with some kind of communication within a relationship or a situation. There could have been a bit of a divide between a hard time communicating, or this could also be for somebody who's wanting to escape from something or escape into something. So like wanting to escape the heaviness of reality, for example, into a relationship. There's also an energy of holding on to something in the past here, and this could very well be holding on to an attachment in the past that is affecting your action forwards, basically. And this attachment is probably a behavior or a mental viewpoint, or even just a certain kind of vibration that continues to come around. Okay. I feel like communication has been a challenge spot for who this reading is for, in whatever way that it's manifested itself. And I also feel that there could be for somebody a sort of like procrastination or a suspension between two different paths, different forms of action, past, future, or even just a sort of confusion. There's kind of a confusion energy, or a like we're trying to gain a perspective on something that maybe from where we are, we don't know how to gain a perspective on it. It may work this way. So if that kind of resonates with you, stick around. This message may be for you. Just please remember to take what resonates and leave anything that does not. If something is confusing or negative for you, please reject it. Do not take it on. It's not your message. And also, this is timeless. And we've set the intentions for high vibrations today, healing, empowerment, truth, and for the clearest messages to come through. Stay centered here. Okay. So what is the message for who we're reading for? Please and thank you. A lot of messages. Let's just take the top first here. Well, actually, these all are, I have a strong feeling about these, but we're just going to take the top for now. So this is about, basically this has been around right now, but the higher information coming through, the information of your soul, of your wisdom, downloads that, whether you look at it as extraterrestrial, extra dimensional, as source, as God, as your own higher self or spirit team, whatever you connect that to, it's coming through. I do see this. I see Lemuria again attached to this energy. That could be for somebody. We also see the ancient Egyptian here, but more so it's an offering. It's an offering of, actually for you personally and specifically, it's an offering that is going to ultimately boost and assist your communication. This is going to help bring some kind of light and power and clarity to your communication, especially if you've been struggling with that, because it's going to give you a deeper understanding of what needs to be communicated, or how it needs to be formatted, or a deeper understanding within yourself of what is trying to come through, basically. So this is like a gift that's being given. This will come to you, whenever, but it most likely will come in times when we're at rest or in meditation, or just zoning out for a minute, whether that's when you're walking or in the shower, or maybe just zoning out at work, I don't know. But of course, assisting this by setting an intention to be open to receiving, or meditation is always helpful, or, just getting enough sleep, right? So this can assist, and this can also break through limitations, especially, again, the limitations around communication. And also I feel there's a lot of heart energy here, so there could have been communication and the connection to the heart, where we're communicating from the heart, could be better established through this process, okay? What else do we have, please and thank you? Other messages. Okay. Okay, so this is about a lot more harmony. again, if you've been having turmoil or like an argumentative conflict energy, especially around action or around you, something like this, or just felt really limited with your action, maybe there's a lot of conflicting ideas about where you should go or how. This could be, again, within a dynamic or just in your reality in general. But if there's been this kind of conflict, this wants to smooth out, this wants to shift, okay? I feel like better flow wants to be established here. There's really a transformation of kind of being stuck or divided or conflicted, restricted, like this kind of tension. There's really a transformation of this tension into something really useful. Like many things do, they ebb and flow. So it's like if there's really been a period of time where this conflict and tension and whatever you want to call this has been around, it's like it's finally reaching a point where you understand the value of it and you're able to utilize the lessons in this to basically hone your communication. Even if it's not directly communication, it could also just be your throat chakra. Like let's say you are a musician or a singer or a sound healer, you know, they could also have to do with this, or a speaker or something like this. But I also feel for some this is directly in a relationship, okay? So let's see if there's any other messages here. Please and thank you. There's a lot of advice to meditate. We see the meditational position here twice, but this brings a lot of peace of mind. This helps with the transition. For a lot of you, this is still a feeling of, we had a similar message yesterday in the daily reading. This is really a feeling of drawing from your power, from your beings, from the selves of you, the facets and the elements of you, really tapping into those and drawing those into you and using them basically to harness the compassion and love, especially for your own being, that you're, you know, able to. It's really strong. There's a lot of feeling of peace about this transition, peace about this transform. Definitely a feeling of some of you might feel more quiet than usual. Ironically, you're getting a bit of an upgrade or a clarity to your communication, but this may also make you feel more still or more quiet, or like you don't need to speak as much about something, which is really nice. Any other messages here, please and thank you. Nice. Strength. You know, this is bringing a lot of strength to you. There is a gift being offered to you, and these are major, this is kind of a major time frame. These are big events in your soul evolution, in your journey, in your life. This is a part of a bigger transformation, but it is also the transformation. It's kind of where we take all of the complications and confusions and limited perspectives that we have held on to for a long time, and then we transform them into something expansive, useful. You know, we create almost like make tools with them, and we come into this very strong energy here. Some of you could be connecting with animal spirit guide. There's Leo and Pisces energy, earth energy really present as well in this reading, but we have all the signs. Air is there as well. Very much a feeling of, there's a lot of strength, by the way, in accepting, receiving, and also in giving or offering, you know, a service, like understanding the value, for example, in the way that you learn to communicate, understanding what that can bring or offer people, or even just express or offer others, and yourself included. There's really a recognition here of both forces and how important each one is, the giving and the receiving of what's given, both. Okay, any other messages, please and thank you. This is also a bit of that balance and that flow energy, which is great. And also some of you, this is another version of your own self in a different format. Let's say when you were incarnate on a different planet in a way, giving you this gift. And it's not like they give it to you out of nowhere, but they offer you this knowledge or this upgrade. This could literally be, you could have like a dream where they put this light or this thing into your throat in a way, and it assists you, you know. Yeah, and here again we have this perspective change. This is really similar to the reading from yesterday. It's definitely about a transformation of perspective, a gift of knowledge, all of this and all the benefits that this brings to you, the strength, the inner knowing, also a lot of balance in your emotions too. This isn't like you're not like ecstatic and manic and super excited about this. This is something very familiar to you, and very strong and very steady when it comes in. So as you could see by some of these facial expressions, it's very, it's serious in a way, but in a very important and I will say positive way. Definitely upgrades to the perspective here, moving forwards. If you've been feeling stuck or divided for a while in something or just with yourself, there's a feeling of moving forwards here. And when or how does this moving forwards look? Please and thank you. Intuitively you feel this or know this, okay? This is something that you can understand within yourself. I do feel though this is connected as well to February or Pisces season, which would go a bit into March, but especially this month, February. So I would say you're going to be feeling this within this time frame. For some reason the 14th comes into mind, ironically, the 14th of February. But only you can know when you're ready to really implement this all into your world. I think though you will see it integrating basically now, the next weeks, probably the next 3 weeks to come. Any advice or anything that they should know, please and thank you. Any advice? Don't rush into new beginnings or new starts. You can take your time with things, okay? You don't need to force new beginnings. They will come. And they're saying that this is like a process, as most things are. So the integration of these new skills, this new perspective, all the new stuff we've been talking about in this reading, this integration, let's say you feel it come in February, like we've been saying, and it's, you're feeling it, you're utilizing it, but then come more towards the spring, that's when you start to feel more momentum pick up and you're ready to begin something new and take that real action into something. And it's like, don't be hard on yourself if you're still working on that integration process during then. And also just don't force something out before it's ready, okay? Any other words of advice, please and thank you. Okay, these fell out way on the ground here in the past. So in the past, you may have had high hopes about a relationship or a connection or giving of yourself in a loving way to something or somebody. There may have been a feeling of, I can fix this, I can do this, or somebody could have had this around you, I can make this work, something like this. And I feel like there was a sort of a cloudy judgment or a stormy energy in the vision that you had, and maybe perhaps this person or situation had alongside you. And there's a bit of doubt, hesitancy, or fears around repeating the past, or stepping back into the past, or even remaining with the past. There could be a bit of an uncertainty about it, but I feel one and the same as this message is also that when your heart calls you to something, to give of yourself in a certain way, there is a reason for that magnetism. And some lessons, some journeys, they simply can't be avoided. They're there for a reason, and that's why there's an attraction to them, It doesn't mean there's not always a way to hijack our reality and to shift it, but there is also probably a reason why it's there in the first place, something that we want to understand, gain, or learn from a situation. Clarify this as advice, please and thank you. Clarify this as advice and guidance, please and thank you. Okay, so there could be a process that is involved with something from the past or somebody from the past. It could also be in your current, life, but they began a while ago in the past. But there's this feeling of something, it's like something hasn't fully made its course, fully completed itself, or fully revealed itself. Maybe you haven't even fully gotten justice literally in a situation for something that happened. It's like the scales have to balance out, or vice versa. Maybe they feel they haven't, like a karma dharma thing. It's like the yin yang. Because I feel this card really wants to, once this journey moves forwards and reveals more of what it's supposed to, this energy really wants to be upright. We want to have that justice and that balance and that release gained, but we're not there yet. So if you're called to remain somewhere, there's a reason for that. There's something that's helping you even more to gain balance in your soul evolution, and also more compassion, universal oneness, love, understanding, all of this. It's that Libran energy. It could literally be connected to Libra season of 2022 or 2023 as well. There's another message about this too, I feel. Let me see. What is the other message about this, Spirit? Please and thank you. What is the other message about this? Please and thank you. They do say, like, to trust your gut and follow your intuition, but also to strengthen your relationship to those phrases or those words and use them how you would prefer to use them. So, like, for example, trust your gut. What does that actually mean? Like, how can we literally get in tune with our gut and relate to what that is? That's our solar plexus area. That's for, can be the seat of our intuition. But how do you connect to your gut? How do you build a relationship with what that actually means? Do you use a different word than that, and following your intuition, like, also, what does that mean to you? Really connecting to what is your intuition. How does it feel? Where does it rest? What fuels it? What hinders it? What, like, really understanding these phrases and then implementing that, because you receiving this, you have a very strong gut intuition. Like, your intuition is probably based in your solar plexus area, even though your intuition is, all of your software. You probably feel strongly, like, movements in that area when something is or isn't for you. So it's like, how can you get even more in tune with that area, through maybe healthy eating, meditation, not even healthy eating, but eating for your gut, like, but in the way that works for you. Like, I can give you examples, but those may not work for you, right? So it's like finding your unique connection to those areas and what method works for you to hone your ability to basically concentrate and listen to those areas and then follow that guidance. It's really about it's like time to heighten that. With these new gifts, it's time to really support them, basically. So with this here, this is very much concentrated focus into this situation. For example, this is a good way to explain this. You have this new skill coming in, this new way to communicate, this new awareness, whatever it is for you, and then now you're like, okay, so I'm going to move on from this situation I've been in. I'm going to move into something new. I've got new stuff. I'm going to make myself move into something new. While that may be what happens in the future, it's like you're not really there now, if that resonates with you. It's like these new skills, this new awareness is actually meant to be applied into a current/past, past into the current situation in a way. It's meant to be first integrated, practiced within that current energy. It's not about jumping into something new right away. It's like it's meant to be utilized here, and maybe even to balance some of the scales out within a situation. Maybe this helps give you and somebody else peace, for example, so that you can eventually move forwards and feel in this energy of, options and queendom kind of balance. You know, you've got your maybe your empire, or you've got two things that you love coinciding, with living side by side and coexisting in a beautiful way. So it's really, you know, take your time, let this integrate. Try not to run away or escape a situation that you're in now, but unless, you know, of course, that's right for you, right? Some situations are severe and it's not good to stay in them. But take this where it really resonates for you. You know, if you're in something that's not dangerous, for example, but it's just emotionally challenging, which can be a lot, but you still have a magnetic pull or an attraction to this situation, well, that's, you know, maybe that's your intuition saying, stay here a bit longer. We need to work something out. We need to practice and implement what we've learned, and we need to bring more peace and harmony to this situation. And if you're with, for example, a situation or person that you love dearly, even and things have been rough, you never know what can happen if you stick it out a little longer, you don't give up, because there's a reason that you love that person in the first place. Something can transform here, and maybe that's also the message, is that there is an opportunity to transform something that you just don't yet fully see. And then at the end, it's like, you know, this feeling of you can gain balance, you can have justice for both, and you can have it all. You can have your things that you love, and maybe side by side with a person or situation that you love. You know, it's like being in that energy of that. But we're not there yet. We're still there's still a little bit of this kind of limitation in this process. So is there any last message? Yeah, there it is. That's that divine waiting and that transmutation energy. And that's also an energy of healing. I do feel, if this is a relationship for you guys, or even just if you're dealing with like another person or situation, there's some kind of a healing that's going on between both entities, between you and that entity. Even though the healings could be separate for now, it's like then they join, they converge, and they become one. We see that there's waiting, though, for these to really come together fully and to feel that real union. Both of these cups are separated here in an energy of transmutation, waiting, processing, okay? I'm so tempted to draw one more card just on what this cup is, what this other cup is. Please and thank you. Okay, nope. So we're going to leave it right there, you guys. We send you a lot of love. You can always email FrequencyOfTheHeart@gmail.com for personal reading inquiries. But until then, we'll see you next time. Take care.